Hi, I'm Kennedy.
I'm Jared. We are the Maine, and you're on Beneath the Crowd. I'm Jared. I play guitar in the Maine.
And I'm Kennedy. I play guitar as well.
It's crazy to think of how many times we've actually been here now. There's a lot that we've gotten to see. I don't know, what are some of your favorite places?
I don't know. There's I enjoy the architecture around here. Just in the UK and Europe as well. Like just everywhere around, there's always a lot more interesting looking buildings, and I feel like there's a real interest in art.
We're more likely to get off of our bus and walk around the cities here than we are back home in the States. So, I don't know, some of our favorite places. I like Paris. I think Paris is beautiful. I like I don't know, anywhere. I like Ireland. It's really fun.
I enjoyed being in Germany as well. We could go on and on. There's pretty much. We've pretty much enjoyed every place we've gone to over here.
Oh, it's everything. Sometimes things can seem evergreen, like the TV screen.
Rules on the bus?
Yeah.
We just try to not smell bad. There's always like that one guy that just smells really bad.
No name?
No name. I mean, it just depends on who. It always changes. It's always someone else. But I guess that's really the only rule we have, is try not to be a stinky guy.
Yeah, there's not too many rules.
So, make it messy?
No, that happens all the time.
Totally
now,
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are actually nudists, so.
Nice to know.
Yeah, we're always naked on the bus. So. It's really hard to pick one. I have a memory that's fairly recent, which was going down to South America and playing there for the first time. I think that for us it was really shocking because we had no idea what it was going to be like. We'd never been, and there's always been a response to our band online. And we finally got down there, and the shows were incredible, and the fans were awesome, and it was really beautiful. So, for me, it's awesome that here we are 5 years later, and we're able to do things like that. So I think that memory is really important to me.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint or say one memory is your favorite, because I really certainly enjoyed pretty much every moment of being. We get to be in a new place every day, so it's hard to really say that one's better than the other. I don't know. I agree with Jared. Like when we went to South America, that was really, really incredible. But I remember feeling the same way being here the first time, and and that feeling doesn't go away when you come back to a place. It just, you become more accustomed, and it's interesting to say the least.
The worst moment. Oh man. We getting this album that we have out right now, Pioneer, being able to release it was a big challenge for us. We had to.
I feel like there were some pretty, just uncomfortable and unknowing feelings when we were trying to put this out. And if you could say like a low point for like a little bit there, just wanting music to come out, I think is something we I don't know, I'm kind of getting lost in what I'm saying.
Well, you have an idea of what you want your album to be, or how you see your band changing or progressing, and when there's people telling you, no, you can't do that, we don't want you to make this album, put this album out. That's very frustrating when you have, a creative set of skills that make you who you are, and when people try to suppress those. I think that makes for hard times, so that the whole process of, or some of the process of recording a new album was a pain in the ass.
Took a hit from your level, now I just can't get enough.
That's a
I'm
tough
not
one.
really.
I'm not really like ashamed.
I'm not really
of it.
ashamed of anything. I think somebody asked a question the other day of, if you could change anything about yourself, and Pat said that he wouldn't change anything, not because he feels like he's perfect, but just because everything he's done, has led him to be who he is right now, and it's not going to change. So why even, debate it? I don't know. I think that kind of goes for this. Like, I'm not ashamed of anything. Just more of
We've made mistakes. We've definitely
you
made
make
mistakes on
mistakes, but
tour. We had this tour in the States a couple of years ago, and we lost quite a bit of money just because we were being really careless and we weren't, paying attention to what we did with our money, and we weren't depositing in banks, and we got robbed. And it was a lot of money, and so that was one of the low points of tour. I think that was something that I'm kind of ashamed of. It's kind of a bummer that it happened, but move on as a band, and you can't let stuff like that get in the way.
My hands, you swing, you dance. I'm feeling pretty lonely, baby.
Remember in Florida? We were in Florida playing a show, and these fans had noticed that the window in our bus was open. So they lifted each other up, and they tried to climb in through the back window of our bus. So we're sitting in the back lounge, and I look over at the window, and you see these hands come in the window, and it was like a zombie movie. It was pretty crazy.
Okay.
We haven't filmed it yet. That's something that we would like to do. We're gonna go back down to South America very soon. We're thinking maybe in the summer. We don't know really.
Yeah, that's all kind of still up in the air. We're not sure exactly what's happening with
But
that.
since the shows were so awesome there last time we went, we're gonna try to film a DVD this time and capture everything that those shows were for us. They were really great.
Sounds when I'm at home. Don't say that I can't do it on my own.
We do actually. Obviously, I can't say anything about it yet. But
So I was waiting. I was
our
like,
brains
what
are
is he gonna say?
always kind of moving like that. We try to be as creative as we can and do as many different things as we can, because I feel like you kind of grow as an artist when you kind of have your hands in everything and you're learning from. We did a short film that we got to write the score for, so we wrote all the music for it, and that in itself was really interesting because you have this visual that you're writing to instead of just a song idea. So you're writing to what you're seeing rather than what you're thinking. So certain things like that I feel like help us as artists to kind of expand our abilities. But we also like doing the books and taking photos, and we
Yeah, it's
released
fun for us to do all these projects and do all these things. So I think as many times as we can come up with new things to do, we will, and continue to put out interesting things.
I don't think that we do that on purpose or consciously
Yeah.
do that to stay away from that kind of thing. I think that when this band started out and when we recorded the first album, we were, I was, 20? 19?
Yeah, it was definitely.
We were kids,
18 maybe.
so for us to have been writing that same style or that kind of music forever, it doesn't make sense because we're growing, our music tastes are changing, and our abilities are changing, and so we just thought that by thinking outside the box, it would make it easier for us to approach writing again and make us feel more confident. Because we'd already done it, or we had, tried this or that and said, oh, this worked, this didn't work. So I think it's just the amount of experience that you have, the more the better.
Yeah, it's more just natural as opposed to just trying to think outside the box. I feel like we just we go in different directions all the time. So. It's been interesting. We've kind of just taken everything on our shoulders and decided to get things done on our own terms. And I think we kind of want to look past any problems we have with a label or anything, and basically just be ourselves and continue doing what we want to do, really.
Yeah, I mean, normally when you record an album for a label, you're answering to a lot of people. You're answering to a producer, to an A&R, maybe a president. I mean, there's a lot of different players that come into play with that. So I think that, you know, doing it on our own and not dealing with the label made it a lot easier for us to do what we wanted to do and let our vision kind of come from that. That's a great question. I feel like Black and White was our band as a foundation with other people's creative input on top of that. So it's our ideas with other people's execution, or vice versa, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
It was a mix, and I feel like Pioneer kind of peeled back all of that other outside influence and all of those things that made Black and White sound so polished and so, I call it expensive. It sounds expensive. You know what I mean? It's
Sounds
like
expensive.
And this time around, it's like you
completely.
go in for Pioneer and you have literally an entire studio to yourself, and our friend Colby, who helped us produce the album. And I would describe the change as I think we kind of simplified what we went for on Black and White. We tried to, you know, have maybe a more rock approach and leave it to ourselves to come up with most of the ideas for it. So.
Totally. You know, I think when we first started, in certain ways, we reverted back to things we did when we first started the band. You know, by peeling back, you know, the outside influence of other people. And so I think in certain ways, it feels to certain people it feels more like the old record, even though the sound may not be the same. Just the vibe of the music feels that way. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly which way we were going with it.
Yeah, we wrote 27 songs.
There was a lot of,
and there were some that were like really, really out there, and then there were some that were very similar to what we've done in the past. And so what we did at the end of the day was select the best, 13 songs that represented who we feel that we are as a band right now, and also showing a little bit of a change too, the changes that we wanted to make. Written wow. Holy cow.
anything by Queen.
Yeah, seriously. Ryan Adams has a song called The Shadowlands, and that song is incredible. It's just one of those songs that I've listened to more than any other song, and I really, there's something about the way that it sounds and the mood that it puts me in where I really wish that I would have written that song. So. Okay.
They can be dead too.
Okay, they can be dead. Wow.
Back, but...
All right, so I would put together like a really weird revival, like psychedelic band. So Jim Morrison would be the singer, and then you need some like flair on the guitar. So Brian May from Queen would play guitar.
Okay.
John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin would play bass, and then probably Keith Moon. So we'd have to resurrect 2 people. Yeah. So it's gonna be kind of tough.
Damn.
You can choose yourself.
You can't choose yourself?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Who would I choose? Jared?
He would be Ethan Hawke. He's a, I don't know if you guys know who Ethan Hawke is.
Yeah.
You look like him. I would be, who would play me? I think, maybe I'd get, who's the kid from Harry Potter? I'll have him do it. He has red hair. Whatever. That kid.
Guy would play Ron.
Yeah. Ron. Ron can play me.
Okay.
Why not?
For the others, do you have any ideas? Or don't you want to say?
For the others?
Yeah.
Let's see. John would be probably Danny DeVito. And then Pat would be...
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Nice. All right, and then Pat would be...
Anne Hathaway.
I was seriously thinking the same thing.
Pat would be Anne Hathaway, and then Garrett would be...
Oh, that's awesome.
Who's like the most punk person I can think of? That'd be Garrett. Johnny Depp would play Garrett.
Johnny Depp would be good.
That'd be quite nice.
That'd be great.
I'd love to see that lineup on stage.
Yeah.
If I could eliminate one thing from the music industry, it would be top 40 radio, because I feel like the way that radio is in the States right now, pop radio, I feel like it influences how the labels are thinking, and they've stopped paying attention to a band's entire album and just focused on singles. And I feel like that has taken a lot of creativity away from the artists in general. They just want these artists to co-write this and co-write that, and then give us your singles, and we're going to push those, and then forget about the rest. And I feel like if you look back at some of the best albums of all time, they're not very long, but every song is great. And I feel like that's something that's really getting watered down these days. So I would do away with top 40 radio. We gotta answer that? Okay.
Yep. Just so I can give him an answer.
Okay.
Don't have to be serious.
Lemon juice is... I don't have an answer. Because dish soap tastes better.
I can say if Saturn is going to drink it.
It's organic. It's really good.
Okay.
They needed, I don't know, it was like a cereal dilemma. They had cereal but no milk.
Big cereal fan.
I think it was the great cereal dilemma of 1935.
And they tried to get
Yeah.
milk from that.
It
Okay.
was cereal or a milk shortage. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they just wanted to see the clock of the church, and they were like, "Oh, that's heavy, that's milk."
Oh my god.
Some things are out of my hands. I'm what time and consequence have made me.
He turns purple. It's a darker shade of blue.
You're quite smart.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've done it before.
Next one.
Strangle the Smurf before.
You're strangle the Smurf. Did you ever strangle the Smurf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
after I saw that movie, I went to a bunch of Smurfs. It was with me. It was fun.
Just like a ghost in school clothes.
I would be a pirate because ninjas don't get to drink all day.
You just don't have friends.
They don't have friends, and they have to be stealth all the time, and no one ever sees them. But pirates are loud, and they drink all day, and they find treasure. better than me.
Yeah,
It's called the irritant. There's a way that there's a style that you can write. Supposedly, this is what all the great songwriters that we wrote with told me. You can write a song that is so irritating that it gets stuck in people's heads, but you have to make it not so irritating that they just hate it. So there's this little fine line where it's either not irritating and not catchy and no one remembers it. Then you have this area where it's like perfect and it's very irritating, but you're gonna sing it all day. And then there's like way too irritating. So you just gotta land right in the middle of that, and you'll have that.
That's
song.
when you find a song that gets stuck in your head and
Yeah.
you hate it.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. You can expect a lot of touring from us. We're gonna be.
We're gonna be
hopefully coming back over here before the end of the year. I think. I don't know.
I think so.
I'm
We're
gonna
trying
speak out
to.
of turn. We don't know any of this yet. None of this is official. But
Yeah.
we're going to be touring for pretty much the rest of the year. We're always writing music.
So lots.
Yeah, lots. We're not going to
Expect
stop
lots.
until we have to. So
So we wish you the best.
thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.